There comes a moment in your life when you must stop waiting for someone else to come and rescue you. You must stop looking for the crowd to cheer for you. Stop waiting for the applause. Stop hoping that somebody is going to show up with the keys to your breakthrough. Because the truth is, your change is not coming from the outside, it is coming from the inside. You've been sitting, waiting, wishing, but God has placed something in you so powerful, so extraordinary, that if you dare to wake it up, your life will never be the same again. You keep asking for change while holding on to the habits that keep you chained. You want freedom but still feed the very thing that keeps you bound. Don't you see, change is not magic, it's decision. Transformation is not luck, it's discipline. You cannot pray for a new season and still carry the luggage of your old one. You cannot cry for open doors and still refuse to release what has been killing you behind closed ones. Every day you wake up, you are standing at the threshold of possibility. But possibility without action is just potential wasted. Potential never activated becomes regret. Regret is the cemetery of dreams. Don't let your destiny be buried beneath excuses, beneath procrastination, beneath the fear of failure. Don't you know that every giant you face was assigned to reveal the warrior in you? Every storm that has knocked you down came not to destroy you, but to expose the strength that was sleeping inside you. You keep telling yourself, tomorrow I'll start. Tomorrow I'll change. Tomorrow I'll break free. But tomorrow is the favorite hiding place of defeated people. Tomorrow is where dreams go to die. You don't have tomorrow. You have today. You have this moment, this hour, this chance to make a decision that shifts your entire destiny. Some of you are waiting for feeling to come before you move, but change doesn't come when you feel like it. Change comes when you decide, I cannot stay here any longer. Change comes when the pain of remaining the same is greater than the fear of what it will take to evolve. Don't wait for courage or walk trembling. Don't wait for clarity, move with questions. Don't wait for strength, step out weak. Because once you move, strength shows up. Courage rises, clarity comes, and doors begin to open. You've got to be willing to separate from the familiar if you want to step into the extraordinary. You cannot soar while clinging to the ground. You cannot evolve while holding on to who you used to be. If the old version of you was enough, you wouldn't be craving this change. If your old habits were sufficient, you wouldn't be desperate for transformation. So it's time to let go of who you were so you can embrace who you were created to be. The power to change your life does not begin tomorrow. It begins the moment you say yes to growth, yes to discipline, yes to the discomfort of becoming. And if you dare to watch this every day, let it remind you, let it stir you, let it ignite you. Because the repetition of truth births transformation. Faith comes by hearing, and change comes by doing. ChatGPT said, when you wake up in the morning, you have to recognize that you've been given a gift that many people did not receive. That breath in your lungs, that strength in your body, that spark in your soul is not there by accident. It is an announcement from heaven that your life still carries purpose, that your story is not over, that you have something yet to build, to discover, to release into the world. But purpose is never activated without participation. It is not enough to dream about the life you want. You must align your habits, your decisions, and your focus with the vision you claim to desire. Too many people speak of greatness with their lips while settling for mediocrity with their choices. You cannot expect the fruit of discipline while feeding yourself with the diet of excuses. Every day you are either feeding your future or starving it, either building your destiny or breaking it down, either watering your potential or letting it wither away. You must understand that the most dangerous place you can ever live is in the comfort of your past. Because the past has a way of dressing itself up like a friend, whispering that it was easier back then, telling you to settle for what is familiar, reminding you of who you were instead of who you are becoming. But if you keep staring at what was, you will never step into what is. Change does not come to those who cling to yesterday. It comes to those who dare to embrace the uncertainty of tomorrow. Growth is always uncomfortable because it demands that you leave behind what no longer serves you. And yet, that very discomfort is the evidence that transformation is taking place. There will be days when you don't feel like rising, when everything in you screams to give up, when your mind tells you the battle is too hard. But it is in those very moments that champions are made. Anybody can show up when it's easy, but it takes a warrior to stand when your legs are shaking, to believe when evidence says otherwise, to push when the weight feels unbearable. Your future is shaped not by the days when you are strong, but by the days when you are weak and still refuse to quit. The secret to change is consistency, not passion for one moment, not energy for a season, but daily discipline that becomes a lifestyle. Watch what you listen to, watch what you feed your spirit, watch what you allow into your heart, because whatever you repeat will eventually shape who you become. Every giant in your life will try to convince you that you are too small, too broken, too unqualified to move forward. But those giants are liars. They are reflections of fear projected to stop you from reaching the next level. Don't forget that the same way pressure creates diamonds, pressure also reveals strength. You are stronger than the battle that is trying to break you, bigger than the fear that is whispering in your ear, greater than the weakness you feel in your body. If you dare to believe that, you will find a new kind of power rising inside of you, a resilience that carries you through every storm. Life will not wait for you to be ready. Opportunities will not stand still until you gather enough courage. Seasons shift whether you move or not, and time keeps flowing whether you decide to grow or stay the same. This is why you must rise today, why you must shake yourself from slumber, why you must look in the mirror and declare that you refuse to live beneath your potential. What you do today is a prophecy of your tomorrow. Every choice is a seed, every action is a brick. Every moment is shaping the house you will live in for the rest of your life. If you want a different future, it begins with a different present. If you want a better tomorrow, it starts with the discipline of today. And if you dare to practice that discipline every single day, you will unlock a change so powerful that it will not only transform your life but inspire everyone connected to you. Change begins the moment you stop lying to yourself about where you are. Too often we tell ourselves that things will get better on their own, that somehow time will heal what discipline refuses to touch, that waiting will magically deliver what only work can build. But time does not heal what you continue to feed. Time does not fix cycles you refuse to break. You cannot change what you are unwilling to confront, and you cannot conquer what you continually excuse. Every day that you postpone your transformation, you strengthen the chains that bind you. The mind loves to justify staying the same because the mind craves comfort, but destiny requires disruption. It is in the disruption of old patterns that new power is born. If you are tired of repeating the same year over and over, then you must be willing to shift your thinking, shift your choices, shift the environments you keep running back to. Transformation is not a single decision, it is a daily war. Each morning you rise, the old version of you will try to pull you back, whispering that it's safer to remain who you've always been. That whisper will remind you of your failures, highlight your flaws, and magnify your insecurities. But you must remember that change requires a fight, and that fight is not with the outside world, but with the voice inside that tells you you're not enough. Your greatest battle is internal. Your greatest enemy is not the one who betrayed you, not the one who doubted you, not even the one who tried to break you. It is the version of yourself that is comfortable staying small, the version that settles, the version that would rather blend in than stand out. Until you silence that voice, you will never step into the magnitude of who you are meant to be. Every discipline you practice today is a seed for your tomorrow. If you feed yourself negativity, you will reap despair. If you surround yourself with mediocrity, you will settle for less. If you continue to choose comfort over growth, you will look back one day and wonder why your life feels unfinished. But if you dare to sacrifice, to choose purpose over pleasure, to choose progress over procrastination, to choose growth over excuses, you will wake up one day surrounded by the harvest of your decisions. Change doesn't show up overnight. It shows up gradually, quietly, secretly, and then suddenly. One day you look in the mirror and realize the pain that used to break you no longer holds power. The weight that used to crush you no longer feels heavy. The doubts that used to silence you no longer define your steps. That is the power of daily discipline. It builds a version of you that your past can no longer recognize. You cannot walk into a new season while carrying the baggage of an old one. Many are still chained because they refuse to release. You are asking for a fresh start while holding on to expired chapters, asking for a breakthrough while still entertaining the habits that block you, asking for growth while still feeding the environments that poison you. You cannot build a palace with broken bricks. You cannot plant seeds of greatness in toxic soil. The people, the habits, the environment that you choose today will either elevate you or suffocate you. You must decide who and what is worthy of your energy. Not everyone can go where you are going. Not everything can stay where you are rising. Separation is a painful but necessary ingredient of transformation. Your life does not change when you make promises. It changes when you keep them. It is easy to declare that you want more, to speak boldly about your dreams, to write down goals and visions. But destiny responds not to declarations but to demonstration. What you do daily is who you become permanently. You are writing the story of your future with the ink of your habits. If you continue the same patterns, you cannot be surprised when you see the same results. But if you dare to shift, to choose differently today than you did yesterday, you set in motion a ripple effect that begins to rewrite the course of your life. Greatness is not built in leaps but in steps, in choices, in hours, in sacrifices no one else sees. The spotlight is only the reward of the discipline done in the dark. You will never change your life until you change your mind. The battlefield of transformation is not in your circumstances, not in your surroundings, not in what people did or didn't do for you. The battlefield is in your thoughts. As long as you keep thinking small, you will keep living small. As long as you keep believing that your past defines your future, you will stay chained to yesterday. Every action you take is born from a thought you allow, and every prison you live in is built with the bricks of your own perspective. If you keep repeating the same story to yourself, you will keep reliving the same cycle. But if you dare to renew your mind, if you dare to shift the way you see yourself, you will find a strength that has been waiting to rise inside of you. There are people who had less than you and still rose higher. There are people who carried more pain than you and still found healing. There are people who walked through darker valleys than you and still found their way to light. The difference is not opportunity but mentality. If you think defeated, you will live defeated. If you think broken, you will stay broken. But if you dare to think strong even when you feel weak, if you dare to think free even when you see chains, if you dare to think higher even when you are standing low, your life will begin to align with the vision in your mind. Thought is the womb of destiny. What you nurture in your mind will eventually be birthed in your life. You cannot sit around hoping for change and refuse to protect what you allow into your spirit. Every voice you listen to is planting seeds. Every image you consume is watering something. Every conversation you engage in is feeding your mind either courage or fear, faith or doubt, strength or weakness. You cannot watch poison daily and expect health. You cannot listen to defeat daily and expect victory. You cannot surround yourself with people who settle and expect to soar. What you consume consistently is what you will eventually become. If you want change, you must guard your gates, guard your ears, guard your eyes, guard your circle, because your future depends on what you allow to feed your soul. Discipline is not about perfection but direction. You may stumble, you may fall, You may relapse into old habits, but what matters is that you get up again and again. Every time you rise, you weaken the grip of the old version of you. Every time you push forward, you remind your destiny that you are serious about growth. Don't despise small progress, because small progress is still progress. The enemy of transformation is not failure but quitting. Failure teaches, quitting buries. As long as you keep moving, even if it is slow, even if it is messy, even if it is painful, you are rewriting your story. There will always be voices telling you that it is too late, that you are too broken, that you have missed too many opportunities, but you must silence those lies with action. Action is the loudest proof of faith. Action is the declaration that you believe your life can be different. Action is the weapon that cuts through fear and hesitation. Don't wait until you feel ready, because readiness is an illusion. Don't wait until conditions are perfect, because perfection never comes. Begin where you are, with what you have in the state you're in, and life will meet you on the road of your courage. Change is not something you visit once in a while. It is something you commit to daily. The same way you eat daily, breathe daily, live daily, you must grow daily. If you want to see your life shift, you cannot treat growth like an event. You must treat it like a lifestyle. You must wake up every morning and remind yourself that you are building something bigger than excuses, bigger than comfort, bigger than fear. The life you want is not waiting for a someday. It is waiting for a consistent today. Every day that you align your mind, discipline your habits, and protect your vision, you are chiseling away at the version of yourself that no longer serves you and stepping into the masterpiece you were always meant to become.